You are listening to LeeAllure. Make sure that you are seated in a comfortable position. And feel free to type while you're in trance. Some of you may already have that ability, some of you may not. But if you do have that ability, feel free to take advantage of that. And otherwise, when you come up, you can try to type something to me. But in the meantime, let's play around with a little bit of something simple and easy. So if you could hold your hand in front of your face so that you can see the palm at your eyes, and then turn it so that the back of your hand is in front of your eyes, and then just drop your hand down. So currently I am staring at a freckle on the back of my hand. So stare at the back of your hand and just allow your unconscious mind to slowly turn that hand toward your face, and go ahead and let yourself drop deeply into trance when your hand touches your face. And then when your hand touches your face and you drop into trance, allow your hand to drop down into your lap, safely, carefully, so that you can go even deeper down. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just focus on that hand. Go into trance. Let your hand drop more. And feel how nice that is to let your hand drop a little bit more. I will do my best to make sure that you can find yourself easily and effortlessly responding to the things that I say, and feel how good that is to let yourself experience that. To just know that when I say a thing, your unconscious mind can pay attention to my words. As long as it's safe and appropriate for you to do so, feel free to follow the suggestion. If for some reason the suggestion is not safe and appropriate for you to do so, please do not follow it. If I know that a suggestion is not safe and appropriate for you to follow, I will give an alternate. And I will let you know also that I am recording this so that we will put these up for people who are in here and for people on the Patreon who would also like to experience that. So right now, as you find yourself listening to the sound of my voice and just sliding down a little more deeply, come up a little bit with every breath in, and drop down a little deeper with every breath out. Please do not asphyxiate yourself. Just breathe in normally, come up a little bit, and drop down deeper as you breathe out. Let that happen over and over again. And notice how good that is. Just go ahead and just keep dropping. Just slide and just sink. Just drop down more and more deeply. Feel how good that is right now to just go more deeply. Hold on to how good that is to drop down and come up again. As your brain lets that happen, as you drop more and more easily and more deeply into trance, I'm going to count to 5. Go ahead and come all the way back up on 5. Are you as awake as you were when we started? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awake. And go ahead and let down. Deeper right now, just drop down. Deeper right now, just drop down. More like that right now. Feel how good it becomes to drop back down. And as you drop down, feel different than you were before. A little bit more into that space. A little bit more easily and effortlessly in that place where your brain can enjoy being. Give in to how good it feels to be in that state of trance, to go deeper, to go there more easily, to give in to that more completely. And then wide awake on 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe it feels a little startling right now as you feel that coming up so quickly, but that's okay. Feel how good that is to just be alert again, and then deep sleep. Drop all the way back down to where you were, No matter if you're used to that particular suggestion or not, you probably have a suggestion similar to it. Allow those, for the moment, to be the same, so that when you hear me say deep sleep, with that snap, you can go all the way back down to where you were and then slide even more wonderfully down. And feel how good that is, to just let yourself give in to that state. To feel better, and better, and better again. And the more you find yourself in that state of giving in, allow a sensation to just spread through your body, one that feels appropriate right now, one that feels really good, one that allows your mind to just accept where it is and to enjoy that state. So go down a little bit deeper and deeper. Perhaps you'll notice that as I snap, the snaps themselves cause some kind of response in your body. When I first started out doing hypnosis, I hated the snaps. I couldn't understand why anybody would want to snap and what it meant. And then one day, I realized that I was snapping while I was hypnotizing somebody, and I could feel it in my own body. It was like every snap was a little jolt, a little reminder that what was said was important, a little emphasis. And my brain kind of shut down just a wee bit, and I could feel those snaps, and it felt really cool. I don't know if that's what you can experience, but perhaps you can feel something like that. So that when you hear a snap, your brain takes it as oh, something important just happened, or I'm about to do something important. Either way. So drop down deeper. Perhaps with every snap you can find yourself sinking down a little bit more. Perhaps with every snap you can find yourself feeling a little bit better. Perhaps with every snap you can just go ahead and give in. Drop down more and more deeply and more easily, and just give in to that state of feeling even better with every snap. Just like that. And then on the count of 3, find yourself coming up all the way wide awake, feeling better and better. 1, 2, 3, wide awake, and deep sleep, deep sleep, deep sleep. Feel what that's like to just come up and then drop right back down. So easily and so effortlessly, so automatically, just like that, to let your unconscious mind give in to that state. And feel what that might be like. If you're not interested in this next part, please feel free to just find yourself floating and dropping and sinking deeper and deeper and ignoring the suggestion. And if you like to, go ahead and feel yourself giving into that. Perhaps you can imagine that when I make this sound, I'm going to do it again. It's blowing at you. That I've just released a really lovely giggly gas in your direction. You have to breathe, right? So when you find yourself breathing in, you find yourself feeling giggly and floaty and light, as though something has just entered your body and lifts it up just a little bit, but takes you down so deeply in trance, as though your body feels lighter and lighter, and the laughter just escapes out of you. It's as though maybe you were giving giggle juice. I don't know. But it feels so good to just let that happen. To feel that flowing through your body, little delightful giggle bubbles just waiting to come out of you, to let that laughter just feel so amazing, to just feel how good that is, and to let that happen really easily and really effortlessly. So hold on to that. On my count of 3, find yourself coming up all the way, feeling better and better. 1, 2, 3. Wide awake, just like that. And notice what that's like to feel so good and giggly right now. To let that happen effortlessly. To let your brain just begin to feel those giggles and to feel that bubble up inside of you. To feel how nice that is, and for you to feel lighter and brighter and better. Just like that. And then deep sleep. Finding yourself dropping and sinking down more and more deeply and more easily. Feel how good that is for your brain to surrender to that state right now. Just drop, just drop, just drop. And hold on to how good that feels to just sink down again. To let your brain shut off just a wee bit. To know that you don't need to concern yourself with anything else. To feel how nice that is to simply feel taken care of, like you're wrapped up in a warm, snuggly blanket. Someone just wrapped you up in it and put you in the most comfortable chair, in the most comfortable position that you like to be in. And you don't need to move, and your brain just kind of floats away, or maybe is being dragged away, depending on your thought about that. And you can feel so very good. Perhaps it feels as though I have allowed a little hole, just a little door, to be inside of your head and taken all the serious thoughts and just allowed them to fill a balloon. And as that balloon gets filled up, we shut the door in your head, and then it looks like there was never one, and then that balloon gets tied off, and a string gets tied around your hand, and that balloon just goes off with any thoughts that you had. You can obviously always have them back, but you don't need them right now. So notice what it's like to let them go. Notice how simple it is to just let them go. Notice how simple it is to let those thoughts go and to drop down more deeply into trance and to feel so nice to be not really there anymore. You're there physically, but your thoughts gone. But you can always have them back. If you need those thoughts, you can have them back. That balloon is right there. You can just grab that balloon and bring it to you and inhale, and all those thoughts could be yours again. Go ahead and try that. See what that's like to inhale your thoughts into your head and feel them all come flooding back. Because if we needed to, we could just open that door and fill another balloon, tie it off, shut the door, tie the balloon to your wrist again, and notice that your thoughts again just drift away. You didn't need them. You want them sometime, and they're yours for when you want them sometime, but otherwise gone, effortless, easy. And because it feels so good to not have any thoughts there, have some of this. And notice that it makes you feel even better to not have any thoughts when you have that lovely, lovely giggling just coming up from inside you, letting everything feel better. Notice how much better it feels to let all that happen. Just give in. Just drop and slide and sink and just give in to letting that happen. The more you give in to letting that happen, the easier it becomes for your brain to just give in, just like that. Just drop. Just give in, just like that. And wide awake on 3. 1, 2, 3. Still feeling giggly? Are your thoughts there or not? Do you need to bring your thoughts back into you? Can you inhale your thoughts and have them all back? Or do you want to simply keep letting them go off in the distance, tied to your wrist, always there if you need them, never too far, unless you didn't want them to be there. I'm not giving you scissors to cut that string. In the meantime, feel how good that is to just relax a little bit, to surrender to this state of trance just a little bit, to go more deeply in trance just a little bit, just like that. And as you find yourself there, just drop down deeper. Just drop down deeper. Just drop down deeper. Now, perhaps you can imagine that in that state of cocoon that we put you in, if you like this, of course, that we just put a nice weighted blanket over you. Can you feel what that's like? To have a nice weighted blanket put over you? To have a nice weighted blanket put over you? As many as you'd like. Pulling you down deeper, pushing you down deeper, right? Pushing you down a little bit deeper, a little bit more easily. Feel how comforting that is. Feel how good that is to just let that happen. Maybe it feels like it's so cozy and just right. You were tucked in perfectly, and it feels comfortable and loving and wonderful. Just drop down even deeper right now. Feel how good that is to just drop down even deeper, to feel that comfort, that delight, and then just a little bit of that, a little bit of the giggles keep coming up, and you can feel the laughter, and you can't really move a little bit. The blankets move slightly because you're laughing, but you're so comfortable, so weighted, so happy, so taken care of. Notice how good that feels right now. As though you only had to think a thing to make it happen, and it would just appear if you needed it to. Drop and give in a little bit more, and feel your mind accepting that and enjoying that state. So if you can, when I say pause, notice that you find yourself stopped in place. If that is not okay with you, find yourself being given the breast milk drug of your choice. And if that is not okay with you, allow your brain to come up with something that you've always wanted to do, and just notice that that can happen when I say that word pause. Just like that, pause and release to stop it. And again, if there's ever a suggestion you don't like, notice that your unconscious mind can just erase it. If there's ever a suggestion your brain does like, your unconscious mind can hold on to that. It can be yours to use as you please, to give out to anybody you trust, as long as they are good for you. Hold on to that and pause. And let that state just really sink in. Find yourself dropping down more and more deeply when whatever it is that you're experiencing happens, just like that. And then slowly let it release. Slowly find yourself coming back, just like that. Go ahead and drop down deeper and deeper and deeper. And then wide awake on 3, 1, 2, 3, just like that. And then pause and feel that again and again and again. Whatever that is that you wanted to experience, feel it happening again. Just notice how good that feels to be in that state, and then release. And then let yourself get taken over by that. Feel how good that is to let yourself get taken over by that sensation. And then perhaps you can feel how good that is to just notice that as you can move again, the movements are easy and simple and delightful. That you can move carefully and yet effortlessly. Allow your mind to just take you down more deeply into trance now, just like that, and feel how good that is. To accept that and to acknowledge that. Feel your brain just happy to give in to that state. I'm going to apologize right now. The iguana is a little more active than she was at the beginning. But if you hear her sounds, her Spider-Manning all over her enclosure, can just take you down more deeply. Go ahead and give in to that too and drop down more. Just like that right now. Give in a little bit more. Just like that. And drop and drop and drop and drop. Deep sleep. Just like that. Give in and drop. Over and over again. Just drop. Just like that. Feel how good that is. Just drop. Enjoy that state. Just drop. A little bit more. Wide awake on 3. 1, 2, 3. Wide awake. And give in to that. And then deep sleep down even more. At some point in time, you might notice that as you find yourself coming up, you're not even up all the way, even though I tell you to come up all the way. Because your brain has just gotten so very deeply entranced that the depth of trance that you're at is beyond where you were, and so it's unimportant for you to come all the way up. But you'll know that when you have to, you can. You'll always know that you can if you need to. You'll always know that your unconscious mind will do its very best to keep you safe. So hold on to that and drop down more deeply right now. Give into that a little bit more. Have some more giggle juice. And feel how good that is to just feel so snug and so warm and so secure. And pause, just like that. Just feel that suggestion taking hold and taking root and flowing through you and feeling better and better. The more you struggle, the more you try to relax into it, it doesn't matter. You can't get rid of it. It's just there. It just grows and blooms and feels fantastic and feels amazing until release, and it just gently goes away. Feel how nice that is to just let that happen, to just gently let that go away. Drop down deeper and deeper right now. Give into that state more and more powerfully and positively right now. Just give in. Drop down deeper. Just give in. And drop down more. Open up your brain and accept how good this feels, and just let go. Just give in. Just feel your mind expanding with the possibilities of what you're capable of. Just drop down deeper and deeper and deeper still. And as you find yourself dropping down more and more deeply, you may realize that your unconscious mind can remember easily and effortlessly all the things you found yourself doing today, all the things that worked and any of the things that didn't, so that your brain can make adjustments and make changes so that next time everything works even better, and next time everything feels so much better than it did. Every next trance you can always experience is more wonderful and better than the one before. Hold on to how easy it is for your unconscious mind to learn to do all these things better and better for you every single time. Just like that. To just drop. To just surrender. That's right, to be cozy. Just like that. To find yourself so cozy. And in fact, if you get to a state where you really enjoy being in this trance, if you get in a state where you really enjoy being there in this trance, and your brain is like, I want to go back there, perhaps you can find yourself thinking of a word that you want to assign to it, whether that's cozy or something else, that you can use as a self-trigger to just simply bring yourself back to that point. Just like that, so easily and so effortlessly. Think of that word or that phrase, and then notice I'm going to bring you up, and you can think it to yourself, and you can drop back down to that phrase and that level of comfort and feel how good that is, and notice that you did it all by yourself. So wide awake on 3, 1, 2, 3, wide awake. Think or say that phrase to yourself and notice yourself just going right back down to that wonderful place that feels so very good. And feel how nice it is to just stay there, to feel so very good and to just stay there and let your brain be so happy, no matter where your thoughts are, no matter how, if you're giggly or not, no matter if you're stopped in place or if you've let that go, no matter how many blankets you have piled on you or none at all. Notice that you can just feel as good as you possibly can and just allow yourself to say that phrase or that word and to just let it intensify as much as is practical for you. So hold on to that and how good that feels, and let your brain just get into this place where it feels more and more amazing, to sink down easily and effortlessly, to drop down deeply into trance, to give into that right now, just like that. And as you find yourself in that state of giving into it, surrender and sink and drop and give in more and more. And then on the count of 5, find yourself coming up all the way, feeling better and better and better. On the count of 5, wide awake, feeling so fantastic, letting every single trigger go, but having them there available for you to use if you'd like. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Eyes opening up, feeling great and wide awake. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening.